Welcome. So today we are doing a short little practice that you can do before bed or really any time that you just want to really calm and ground and center yourself. So for this practice, you will need a wall space. So I've got the wall behind me. You can also use the side of your bed or the side of your couch or something like that. So let's get started. So we're going to come into a seated position to start. Closing down the eyes. And just feeling your breath as it gently glides in and out of the nostrils. Maybe this is the first time today that you've even checked in with your breath. And so notice, is the breath feeling shallow and stuck? Maybe it feels quite full and expansive, just observing. And maybe you want to start to breathe a little bit more consciously and a little bit deeper here now, breathing in through the nose. And as you do so, you're drawing in prana, which is life force energy. And using the exhale to gently release and let go of the day that you've had. You don't need to carry that with you anymore. Gentle, rhythmic breath here. And notice how your body is feeling after the day that you've had. Softening any parts of the body that feel heavy or feel dense, that feel tired and fatigued. And just calling all parts of you back to yourself here from the day that you've had. We'll just take a few more moments here together. One more breath. And releasing the control of the breath, let it settle back into its natural rhythm as you blink open the eyes and come back. Let's come into Balasana, child's pose, as our first pose here in this little sequence. So it's up to you if you want to use your prop or not. You can fold straight down onto the mat if that feels good for you. Otherwise, you can fold down over your yoga bolster or grab a hold of some cushions or some pillows. So you want to drop the knees wide, toes touching, hips to heels. We're going to come and fold forward. Just placing the arms in a position that feels good for you. You can either turn your head to one side or the other, or keep the head centered, see what feels best in your body. Have a wriggle around. See if you can just start to let go of any tension you might be holding. If you are using a prop, let your weight be fully supported here by your prop. Once you've found your position, we're going to close the eyes down and come into stillness. And if you've had a busy day, you might find that your mind is still racing, your mind might be elsewhere, but see if you can start to draw your awareness back to center, back to your center, calling back your energy. A good way to do this in a tangible sense is to connect and drop into the body. So noticing how the body is feeling. Starting to soften through your neck, shoulders, and jaw. Soften the belly, breathing into this space. Just anchoring yourself here and grounding down towards the earth. And if you are struggling to center the mind, you might like to anchor your awareness to your breath, maybe to your third eye, that space between the brows. If you do have your head turned to one side, just very gently lift your head up, turn your head the other way, and settle back into your pose. Notice that shift. The body feels any different here. Feeling your hips and your lower back soften, feeling the spine lengthen as you fold here. The upper body is becoming soft. Breath is gentle and flowing. Your mind is becoming more spacious. Let's just take a few more moments here. A few more breaths. See if you can soften just that little bit more. One more breath. Okay, let's prepare to come out of the pose now, using the inhale to roll on up through the spine, walking the fingertips back. Come into a seated position for a moment's rest here before we move into our next pose, and just noticing and absorbing the effects from our first yin pose. And as you inhale, you can blink open your eyes, coming back. All right, so from here, we're coming into legs up the wall. So you will now need your wall space or the side of the bed or the couch. So you might want to shuffle your mat over. And what we're going to do is just bring our bottom as close as we can to the wall. And then however you can, just start to gently lay yourself down as you swing your legs to rest up against the wall space. Now the arms could be beside you, they might be overhead somewhere. You might feel called to place the hands over your belly or over your heart. See what you feel called to do. Now you might just need to have a bit of a play around with the position of your legs, and if you get the correct position, it should feel quite effortless to have the legs up the wall. So see how you go, and then once you've found where you need to be, you're going to close those eyes down. Here and legs up the wall, this is such a beautiful pose to do at the end of the day, especially if you've had a busy day, you've been on your feet all day. This is such a calming and grounding pose for the body, for the nervous system. Might feel a little bit strange if you haven't done a pose like this before, but it's a nice way for us to just flip our perspective, doing an inversion pose like this one. We're assisting with the blood flow back to the heart. We're getting the lymphatic system moving as well. And after we've been here for a little while, you might start to feel some sensation through the legs, sort of like a vibration as the energy flows through this space. So just allow that to happen. Allow your nervous system to begin to down regulate as you let go of the day that was. Still got that beautiful, deep, even, and rhythmic breath. And just allowing ourselves to be in full surrender here, full rest, and full presence. Nowhere else you need to be, nothing you need to think about or do, but to be here right now in your own presence, in your own body, in your own energy. Let's take 5 more breaths here together. Last breath here. Now I want you to just very gently prepare to come out. So you want to bend your knees and roll out to the side, and you might even take a little pause there for a moment. And then when you feel ready, no rush, just come and bring yourself to lay down onto your mat. Whatever position feels good for you. We're just going to take a little moment's rest. And notice how you feel after that legs up the wall pose. Okay, so from here, if you haven't already, let's bend the knees. We're going to finish with a little twist to each side. So arms can just gently rest beside you. Drop the knees to one side. Now, I don't mind what position your legs are in. So you might have them sort of wide like I've got here. You might cross one leg over the other and twist from here. You might have that bottom leg straight, the top knee bent, and then twist from here. It really doesn't matter too much. It's just as long as it feels comfortable for you. You can use a prop as well, so you could grab your yoga bolster or your cushions and pop them between the knees for extra support. You want to try and keep the shoulders anchored to the mat, and your head can either be centered, or you can turn the head the opposite way to where your knees are facing for that full spinal twist. So see what feels good for you. Once you've found your spot, eyes are closed, and we'll be here for the next little duration. So here you can feel that we have got a beautiful twist here through the lower body. You can feel it probably in your lower back as well. It should feel like quite a nice little release for the lower back. And just encouraging that energy to coil up through the spine from the base up to the crown. And just giving those digestive organs a little bit of love as we wring them out here in this twisting posture. So you might not be moving too much in the pose, but you want to have the intention of going a little bit deeper. So every breath, particularly that exhale, you can have the intention of just softening and deepening your pose that little bit more. Just take a few more breaths here before we come over to the other side. Okay, as we inhale, let's prepare to come back to center. So gently roll your way back to center. Take a little pause here for a moment. And then when you feel ready to go, we'll change sides. So now dropping the knees over to the opposite side. And again, just set your legs up however feels good for you on this side. It's okay if it looks and feels different to the first side. That's totally fine and very normal. Use any props if you feel that you need to. Shoulders anchored to the mat, head is centered or falling in the opposite direction. Eyes closed, we're breathing, allowing ourselves to soften a little bit more into the twist with every breath. Hopefully, as we come to the end of the practice, you're feeling a lot more calm and grounded and starting to unwind from the day that you've had. Stay present here for the final few breaths. All right, let's prepare to come out now. We'll use the inhale to come back to center. Pause here, just realign the spine. Take a little moment to rest, whatever position feels good for you. And you might like to hug the knees into the chest, take a little roll around in one direction, feeling that beautiful massage for your lower back and your kidneys. And then coming back around in the other direction. Coming back to center. Gently release. We're going to come into our final resting pose now. So stretch the legs out long. Arms rest beside you, palms facing up. Eyes are closed. And just do a little body scan. Make sure that you're not holding on to any tension in the body. And if you find that you are, can you allow this tension to begin to dissolve? This is your time now to rest and to breathe and to integrate. And I'm going to leave you here to be in your own experience and in your own energy. So if you've got some time, do stay here for as long as possible, maybe about 5 minutes or even longer. If you're in a not as spacious time, just stay here for at least 1 minute before you go back into your day.